when we started, because of mobility advantage, I used to take it out with my car, go to where people, preach it to them, ask them to taste, and then they buy, they get convinced at tasting, and when they make the quality of the product answers their questions. You can go to what's it called? Places of worship where you have large number of people. You can have an outlet where somebody sells to them and like that. Where people converge basically, you can just target it and then you can go out, you can meet up with caterers to say, hey, if you have a project to execute for people who wants to do party, you can just involve with stuff like that, and that is how they get to know you more.
All right, welcome. Today we have Mr. Habeeb. He's an entrepreneur. He's a serial entrepreneur. If you are looking for serial entrepreneurs in Nigeria, he's one example of serial entrepreneurs because he has been on this podcast before. And then we were interviewing him about his VR business, that is virtual reality gaming business. Then he had Mobile Drinks that sells Tigernut and other drinks. But recently I've been seeing his drink business, which is the Tigernut business, which is why I said, okay, let us invite him back so that he can tell us what are the secrets to growing a successful Tigernut or drinks business in Nigeria, because I've been seeing his drinks everywhere. Because the last time I went to recharge my lights at the NEPA office, I saw his drink and I had to pick up the bottle again to see just to confirm it's his drink. So everywhere you go, you can see his drink, and I think he's doing a lot of things that we can learn from. Thank you very much for joining us today, sir.
You're welcome.
For people that don't know that there's money in the Tigernut business, for me personally, it's a business anybody can just say, this business, how much are they making? So what are the potential in the Tigernut or the drinks business in general?
Like, firstly, let me first correct the notion when you said for a lot of people who doesn't understand there's a lot of money in the business. No one ever said there's a lot of money in the business. So that is the first thing basically. But if you want to ask me the potentials, the potentials as it relates to the business here, it's a variation. What do I mean variation? Like, it's connected to how strategic you can be, how resilient you would like to be, then working on your plan, thinking, and actually trying to track if you are actually sticking to the plan to get you to where your targets are, to get to where the goal of the business is. So
How much is the minimum capital do you think somebody can use to start this particular business?
cannot compare when we started to what it is now, because the basic, the raw materials now were not what it used to be when we started. Inflation and even the basic source of it, Nigeria has a problem with the neighboring country, Niger. So, but then, if you want to ask me averagely, if somebody will, okay, let me just come with figures so that it will be easy. If you want to do maybe like, if 35 CL, you want to start with like, say, 50 bottles of 35 CL drink to test your market. I'll say 30 bottles. Maybe you can say like a capital of say 20,000. It will do, honestly.
20,000. So on that 20,000,
Um,
how much am I expected to make so that I will know I'm making something?
it will depend on the quality you want to set. Okay. Your quality may vary because of the very you would have checked the market to see there are different people doing this tiger nut business in the market too. So, but it is your own what's it called, the quality you set. You want to be a yardstick, to be your metric. You understand your own quality. So that would depend on the kind of profit you want to make. Why I'm not being specific is because when we started the business, I can say for a fact then we were just selling a brand. We were actually not making a profit, but we were concerned about the acceptability of the product, so that people can know it with the brand, and then maybe later you can start working on your own variables to say, okay, you can start making this source of profit, this source of profit. So that is it.
So you've actually said someone can start with 20,000 naira. So and you can
Yeah.
make profits, though you not talk about the profits, let's say on that 20,000 naira. So I'm just talking about, it's just a rough estimate what I need, because I understand you produce organic tiger nuts, not, you did not add sugar to your own. So for anybody that wants to do that same thing, let's say with 20,000, or let's even say with 100,000, how much are they expected at the end of the day to make, assuming they maintain a relative standard there?
Whatever capital you want to invest, maybe say 20% margin
So
for
that's
profit.
after removing all the expenses and everything, you are left with
Yeah, definitely.
20%.
That is what I mean by the profits. Yeah,
Okay, that's return on investment. So that's interesting. So for someone that wants to start now, what are some essential things they need to get? Like, what are some things they need to get started?
yeah. It will depend on the size of your facility. That is a function of the things you would be needing. Okay, but to control quality, it is not advisable that you take your mixture to anyhow what blender. This what's it called? This milling machine that they use to blend other stuff aside Tigana. So I would expect if you are starting small, you can get all these manual, these electric blenders, so they can do your blending for you, and so you can factor those ones. Does not add up to the small money I said you can start up with. I was just talking about the raw materials basically. So you would need the basic essentials to control quality, get your personal stuffs to do your milling, so that it will not be that if you take it out to mill in the commercial spaces, you never can tell. They might just have finished milling sauce, maybe pepper and the likes of vegetables. Then you come to mill your tiger nuts. Then you start smelling, you start perceiving tiger nuts in and pepper in your tiger nuts. You wonder how, but it can actually, spoil your brand. So that is one basically. Then a clean environment, portable water, and then your packaging materials. It's not something difficult. The videos are there on YouTube for you to get the practical know how to do. It's just getting the mixtures in your desired proportion to give you what you intend for your quality. Then you blend, you sieve, you package. That's all.
I understand that for you, you don't use sugar. So what do you use to sweeten the products?
We don't use sugar. I mentioned the constituents earlier. Tiger nut in itself, it's a sweet milk. The plant milk is sweet when you extract it. But then when you mix it, when you now blend the tiger nut with dates, fruits, date seed, whatever it is, it's sweet too. But the sweetness is natural. You understand? It is not all this kind of sweetness that constitutes bad sugar into the body. So they are good for the body. In fact, they will recommend it for a lot of natural and medicinal stuff you can take. So dates, tiger nuts, and then you can spice it up with ginger, like we do in our own case. We spice it up with ginger, not too showy, but you sense that there is ginger in this drink. Just those three, then water finish. The health benefit of the products are innumerable. It's just innumerable. It controls the blood circulation system, like something like that. So it regulates the sugar level in the body too. So it's not something that you drink, you think your sugar level is skyrocket. No. So it will control it a lot. Very good for diabetic patients, and most importantly, boost the immune system. When you take it so frequently, you get the results in your system. You get it.
I have the constituent already. I have my product already. I've learned how to actually make the products. I guess a lot of people can get the video on how to make tiger nuts on YouTube and all that. But the most important
Sure.
part is how can they market these products? Because like I said, I've seen your product around in places that a lot of products don't dare to get to. So, what are some tips you can share for people that have products like that want to sell them?
Yeah, good, because we're trying to kind of encourage ourselves, especially in this age where everybody wants to get rich quick. No, it doesn't work like that, and that is one of the reasons where me I will be sharing some tips that maybe I even feel I'm not supposed to, but then for benefits of people, not just for Tiger Nut business that you can replicate on other in other businesses. So number one thing is the knowledge of how to make the to produce tiger nut is everywhere. You can get it. Is there is no secret. There is no secret in its production, honestly. But then when you understand the kind of audience you really want to sell your product to, it's then treading the path of failure to say it has to capture everybody. Because for example, when we started now, when we started the production of our drink, we used to sell the 35 cl bottle for 300 naira. Even at 300 naira, people will complain, oh, they used to get 50 cl bottle for 100 naira. I say, I don't care if you get it for 100 naira. What I care most about it, once you taste my product, you can be able to tell the difference between what you get from a brand from or apart from the others you are making a comparison to. And so we thank God now people will take it, people will taste it and be like, will confirm the difference instantly from the quality of the drink. So first is about understanding your audience. Then no matter how good your product is, if you are not presenting it very well, it will still not make the goodness of the product tell at the site. What do I mean? You have a very good quality drink. You are putting it in, you are packaging in a bottle that maybe you are picking bottles around to wash and then to cover. People who are much conscious of what they taking will, I repeat, will never buy that kind of drink from you, no matter how quality it is. So you just go to the street to pick bottles and wash, and then you package your drink inside now. So if you want to go find business, you have to take your packaging seriously. I think those are the things that actually assisted us when we started the business. Then no matter when you take it, you see it's well branded. The bottle is there, nicely. Is They are not bottles we pick from the street. We go to buy it from the manufacturers, and then you package it well bottle sealed, then labeled, so that it's traceable. Even if you have an issue with the drink, you can easily call us. It's not like you buy something, you have an issue, you want to make a complaint, you want to make more orders and stuff like that. It's not traceable. So if you want to do business, not just hand to mouth kind of a thing. So basically, work on the packaging and then the production. There's no secret to it. Just get the consistent in your desired proportion, blend, sieve. That's all.
So where are some places you advise people to start looking at if they want to sell it?
When we started, because of mobility advantage, I used to take it out with my car, go to where people convert, preach it to them, ask them to taste, and then they get convinced at tasting, and when they make their inquiries and they actually the quality of the product answers their questions. You can go to what's it called, places of worship where you have large number of people. You can have an outlet where somebody sells to them and like that, where people converge. Basically you can just target it and then you can go there to sell. It's drink. You go to where people converge. You can meet up with caterers to say, oh, hey, if you have a project to execute for people who wants to do party, you can just involve with stuff like that, and that is how they get to know you more.
Because I actually met someone. There's this clinic I usually go to probably once a month, and I met someone that was selling that kind of thing. She told me she's selling a lot in the clinic. So I think that's also a good place to also
Sure,
sell,
sure, sure. Yeah,
like
sure.
hospitals. Which other
Yeah.
place again? So bus
Place
parks,
of worship, boss,
yes,
but stuff like that. Yeah.
bus stops and
That's good instead.
okay. So that's interesting. And I think I've seen Tiger not even in supermarkets, big supermarkets, and like pharmacy, like you said too. So they also sell Tiger nuts. You were talking about the labeling. How do they get the labeling? Because I'm always surprised because labeling, the way you package your own is very, very nice. And I'm not sure, is it that you get the labeling locally or you get it from probably say
It's
Lagos
something we
or
source. It's something we source locally. It's still within the state. So if you can walk up to any printing press to for them to have a brand for you to come up with a design, you can have the graphics designer to have come up with the design. Then it depends on press people at the dimension you want it. Maybe you can take your bottles to them to let them have how you want it, maybe around, you want it coming down, stuff like that. So it is not something difficult. It is what you can get locally. It's locally produced. And then the bottles too, just go to where they sell bottles and they produce the blue bottles. That is where we buy from, and then cover such that when we after bottling our drink and then we knot it up. So there is no way if you open the bottle, you would know if it is opened or you are the one opening it after packaging. So that will separate the filtrate from the residue for the people who you are taking up for audience. Yes,
Okay, so that means we have a bottle blowing facility here in Osun State.
definitely a lot. I think I know two or three.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
But I've not seen any one of them around. Do they normally post this thing at their advert outside for you to know, or you get them
A lot,
from?
a lot of them are not even able to meet up to their to the demand they have. So when you already have a circulated market for your product, so maybe they don't deem it necessary to advertise. But every time you go there, you are always meeting a lot of people there patronizing them. So, uh, so that is it basically.
So are they the same people that produce all these pure water sachets, nylon for packaging as well?
I wouldn't know because all these pure water factories, I think they have a dedicated capacity to produce their nylons and their bottles. Yeah, because if you actually want to maximize your profits in the pure water and the water producing industry, you should have your own blower to blow as much bottles as you want. So that because if you are relying on someone else to produce your bottle, what if they run out of materials or stuff and you have supplies and how would you meet up? So it may fail the business. Even as so we still have to work on expanding the capacity such that when we want to produce as when we want to meet up with our target, we will not necessarily have to rely on as happened. We have had issues where we have demand and we go to procure bottles and they tell us they're out of supply. And you know how disappointing that can be. We can settle for something else, but then it's not what we like to do. So we are still working on the expansion such that we have a steady bottle producing capacity where we don't have to rely on an external factor for our bottle production.
So what's the cost of the bottle plus the labeling? I guess it's going to be a little bit high considering inflation and every other thing.
Cost of bottle labeling, I cannot say at the moment. I have to go back to my papers, but then you factor it into your production. Okay, so they are what will let you know how much you can sell at this for a profit or for when we started, for example, like I said earlier, regardless of how much we procure bottles, because then we are producing at a small scale. This is it. We're producing at a small scale. So the cost of bottles when we produce at a small scale, where from where we procure bottles, they will tell you if you are buying more than this amount of dozens, it's coming at a discounted price. When we started, if we were not able to buy as much as that, then we bear it for them, so that we note that in the future when we expand when our demand is robust enough to buy as much bottle that will meet up the price of where we get a discount, we get it. So we already know we may not be making any profit at the moment, but at a particular price of bottle, we'll start making a profit on bottle. So if it's that kind of a thing is coming with stickers too, then you start making. So, the bulkier your order is, the more serious your customer or the person you are buying from, the more serious it's going to take you. Then you can actually negotiate. You can negotiate good terms where they will subsidize for you and you.
So now, when you were starting, how much was the bottle plus the something? Because I understand that probably the bottle might not cost much, but I just want to have the estimate of that because I know the main constituent is the quality of the drinks. So, but I just want to have a rough estimate of
The
how
bottle
much.
sticker was going up to like is in 18 naira or 19 naira thereabout, something like
18,
that. 80 to
8,
19 naira if I'm not mistaken.
like 80
Yes.
per bottle. Wow, that's that's interesting because For bottled water business, I once asked someone and he said probably is not up to, like, one is not up to 10 naira or something like that.
You see now, that's an advantage. They will be able to sell that because they have the machine. What is just costing is the raw material. They will not be costing the stuff like no more. We procure a bottle for like 40 to 50 naira if I'm not mistaken, and then the sticker for 30 naira thereabouts. You see now, that is it.
Wow, that's a lot. I was not expecting it to be up to that, because probably that's why most people get to that's why most people opt in for the for picking the used one and then reusing
You see now, but we don't want to do that.
it. So for the sealing now, I know sealing is also important. Do you have a sealing machine or something, or does the cover just come
Ah,
sealed or something like that?
no, the cover is such that when you bottle and you knot it on it, it seals automatically. The such that if you have to open it, you break the seal that comes with the cover. So it's just one small manual machine doing that for not automatic and not automated yet, but you still get to the automating stage all things soon.
Okay, I understand that tiger nut is something that has a very very short shelf life. How do you preserve it so that it won't get spoiled?
Yeah. So because we want to actually preserve the naturalness of the drink, we have done away with any artificial sweetener or preservative. But then the issue of low shelf life comes in because if you leave it at room temperature for a while, it will get sour. So, but then if the drink is kept frozen, I mean, after production, you put it in the freezer, well frozen, so no power outage causing it um, to defroze. So even you can take it after 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, nothing is going to happen to the drink if it is under good frozen condition. So, but then if you want to sustain it at this liquid condition for a run of maybe 3 4 days, you can have it well packaged in what's it called, with ice blocks on it, such that it's very chilled. It's very chilled. So at that, you can take it 3 4 days after the production. It's still okay like that. But then if it is inside the freezer, I mean well frozen, there is nothing that is going to happen to the drink even after 4 or 5 months.
What advice do you have for someone that wants to start the tiger nut business?
My advice is even not just tiger nut business, for anything you see you can sell to the public. So once you start, it is after you start you get to unlock other potentials that will arise from the business. I'll tell you an example. It is after we started Tiger Nut we actually understood you can start processing the chaff we get from after extracting the tiger nut. Like after you might have milled and then sieved the tiger nut, you can actually process the um, what's it called? The chaff. You can process the chaff to something consumable that is still on the way. Okay, so it is when you start something, you get to unlock some other potentials that comes with it. But when you analyze too much, you analyze today, analysis, it should eventually end into paralysis. So start, whatever it is, start. You can, and nobody is saying it's going to be easy. It's going to be challenging, but those challenges are even what you set you high above the Tom, Dick, and Harry in the business. How you manage those challenges, they're actually the stuff that will set you miles apart from the other competitors. So my advice is for anybody aspiring to start the business is to start, and then when they encounter challenges, they should be skillful enough to understand that it is part of the business, and they should find a way of tackling, facing the challenges, and scaling it through. And that will make them understand they will not make the same mistakes over and over.
So for someone that wants to start now, what's the biggest challenges they will actually face that they should prepare themselves for?
Yeah, because of the low shelf life, they should prepare to be friends with people who produce ice block so that when they are done with their productions, they can always have it in a very, very chilled condition. So, and because you have to rely on those kind of factors, and bad not too good electricity supply. So those are the things that can be very, very challenging, and you have to find a way of getting something around them. Okay, so basically, those are what I can say for now. And then to manage the inflation, now Nigeria is having has closed its borders to Niger. Now, and the bulk supply of the raw materials come from those neighboring countries, from Niger to be specific. So even though they produce in the north, it doesn't suffice. It doesn't suffice us for what we need. And so bringing a lot from Niger usually makes the price to be friendly and all. But now I can tell you the percentage increase from when we started to what it is now is more than 100%. So how to manage all those ones are really, really matters too. So those are the challenges, and then well, it's pushed us to having to now increase the price of our product. One time it used to be 300 before we increased to 500, the 35 cl. Then we sell at 700 naira, and the bigger bottle for 1,000 naira, which is the 50 cl bottle. So
For anyone that wants to patronize you, probably they have a supermarket or they have a pharmacy. What do you say to them?
yeah, they are welcome. They should just come. So we already publicized our brand. It's even to their own advantage because once our marketing department gets structured well enough now, aside advertising our product, when you have become partners with us, you are obliged to actually sell your own brand too. So we tell to the people you have to go to this supermarket to get our product and go to that supermarket to get our product, and gives you that public awareness that is necessary. And then the drink is a nice one. It takes to convince you. Anywhere you go, just pick up a Mumble Naturals Tigernut Drink. You're good to go. It takes the experience, the taste speaks volume more than any other thing. So they are well welcome, and I can tell them NAFDAC already came round for their first advisory inspection, and then very soon we'll have it NAFDAC registered, and so that is another challenge that has to be managed, and hopefully very soon when we have it NAFDAC certified, so there will be no limitations.
I feel like taking one mobile something now. I hope you ship it to me. So because the way you
Yeah,
advertise,
yeah, yeah. We have a dispatch when you place the order. We have a dispatch who is readily capable of delivering to your doorstep around the shop.
all right. Thank you very much for joining us today. Is it okay if I leave the your contacts in the description so that anybody that wants to reach out can actually reach out?
No problem.
All
If you
right. Thank you very much. It's been an amazing session. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful day, sir. Bye bye.